Hi readers, so last week we worked on identifying the main message in a story and using inferences. Today we're going to look at text features and structure in a story to help us identify key ideas in a story. So our strategy we're going to be looking at is called Study the Features First. We're going to take a look at a mentor text called Tax Dollars at Work to observe some of the text features and what they tell us about the story we're going to read. So our first step in this strategy is to first look at the photos, diagrams, maybe timelines, anything that is a visual for you in the text. I want you to connect as you go. So as you're looking at those pictures, think about what they might be talking about or what information they are offering. It can sometimes be difficult to know where to look first, so this is where we want to look first. Then our second step is to look at the text. We're going to break up, it's broken up into sections, and we need to look there next. There's sometimes subheadings that you want to look at, and it'll kind of give you a general idea before you start reading. Something I want to remind you of, while you're observing, I want you to go from left to right, just like you would when you're reading a book. So you're going to start in the left-hand page and look at all the text features or details in your text. Then you're going to go to the right. So I look at these pictures first. I see some construction workers, someone handing money over, maybe like a toll booth. And then I see this pie chart. I'm going to zoom in so you can see it. So in the labels, I see that there are percentages in each section, and each percentage is labeled with something that maybe it the dollars contribute to. So K through 12 education, 25%, Medicaid, 17%, higher education, 13%, transport, 8%, corrections, 4%, and then public assistance, 1%. Source, National Association of State Budget Officers, State Expenditure Report 2016. And this is, again, the state tax dollars. So after looking at that text feature, the pie graph, or the pie chart, what do you think this text is going to be about? Maybe jot something down in the comments, or just jot it down on a piece of paper. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to look at the text. I'm not going to start reading yet, but I'm going to look at the words. So tax dollars at work, subheading transportation, public health and safety, education. I notice though that this one here doesn't have a subheading. I wonder why. Why do you think there isn't one? As I read, I want you to kind of take notice and see why you think there may not be a subheading like our other sections. Tax Dollars at Work by Joshua Beezer. Citizens have the right to vote and be treated fairly under the laws. They also have the duty and obligation to pay taxes. Taxes are a percentage that must be paid on money earned and property owned. Federal tax money is used for government services and projects, as well as military programs such as Social Security, Medicaid, and unemployment are all funded with federal tax money. It is also used to pay for many state services. State governments use tax money in similar and different ways. Like the federal government, states also spend money on critical health, social, and infrastructure programs, but their spending may affect people's everyday lives. So after reading that paragraph, what do you notice? I notice that that paragraph is not talking about one specific thing. So I'm thinking that this is maybe my introduction, which is why there may not have been a subheading. So after reading that, it kind of gives me multiple topics that they talk about. So now that I've read through that first introduction paragraph, I'm going to read this to you, and then I want you to just jot a couple notes off to the side, and then see how that relates to this pie chart that we saw earlier in the video. So, transportation. Government officials and agencies handle the infrastructure of states. And infrastructure is the base or foundation of a system. One part of the infrastructure is transportation, the care of roads, highways, and public buses and subways. Highways, streets, bridges, and tunnels connect communities. It is a state government's responsibility to maintain them so that people can travel and transport goods safely. State workers build and maintain roads and highways. States collect taxes, tolls, and other fees from citizens to help pay for this work. So in your benchmark, so I showed my virtual learners last week, there is an assignment for you to open this mentor text, and this is where I want you to write your notes. You can either use the text box or sticky notes just to go over what this is talking about. So transportation, what was the main idea? How did it tie in to this pie chart? Really quick, I wanted to show you, my virtual learners, where and how to find your benchmark in case you forgot or just in case you missed it. So you go to Round Rock ISD class link. You are not going to click on Schoology, no Schoology today. You're going to click on benchmark right here. When you log in, students, it will look a little different than what mine looks like. You're going to click on assignments, however. You're going to click on your assignments button. And this story right here, reading 11.2, 11.6 mentor text assignment should be here for you. Like I said, I can see everybody's name. I'm going to click on this little book icon and I'm going to open or edit. This is going to let you notate in the margins or add sticky notes. If you forget how to do that, I will show you right now. So I'm going to click on this little button right here because it makes it navigating easier. I'm going to go to page 18 because that's where my text starts. So page 18 is going to open up Tax Dollars at Work. When I want to click or add notes, little gear button, this little wrench is what it's called. And it gives me a few options. I can erase, I can write with pen, I can use my text box, so that I would click here. This is where they talked about the introduction, and I saved it. So it'll be saved, your teacher can see it, or you can do a sticky note, pick any color you want. I want to use pink, and I'm going to put, oh, this is where my introduction was. And then I'm going to kind of go on and talk about how they talked about what tax dollars are and different things they can be used on. And that's it. And then once you do that in your book, it'll be saved. Your teacher will get that notification. You wrote a little post-it and your assignment is done. Good luck.